Hello and welcome to the first edition of Mighty Mac Week in Review, where we're going to take a look at all things Immaculata Athletics.
I'm Nolan Soursoff, this is Dave Molinaro. On a weekly basis, we'll bring to you stats and highlights right here on GoMightyMacs.com.
Hello and welcome back to Mighty Mac Week in Review for the 50th time, the 50th ever episode here. Thank you for joining us. My name's Dave Molinaro. I'm joined by my partner, Sarah Pasternak.
Volleyball had a huge game this week last Wednesday against Newman. Here are the highlights. In the first set, the Macs take a 1-0 lead thanks to great plays like this, where Miranda Jones sets up Tess Kiefer, who hits it to the far corner for the point. In the second set, the Macs get a dig on a tough spike and scramble to get it back over the net when Jones plays it back, and the Knights are unable to handle it. But the Macs would fall in the set 26-24. In set 3, Molly Truitt hits a nice serve that is returned on one hit, but Kiefer makes sure the Macs would win the point as she finishes off the 25-23 third set win. In the fourth set, the Macs would put the match away thanks to this ace from Molly Truitt, as IU would move 3-0 and the CSAC stay perfect.
Joined here by the middle blocker. She's a junior on the women's volleyball team here at Immaculata, Marissa Cassell. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
So the Mighty Macs are on a roll right now, 7-4 overall, 3-0 in the CSAC. You're actually the leader in blocks in the conference as well. Congratulations.
Thanks.
That front line is dominant for the Mighty Macs. How does that set the tone for the rest of the team?
It's huge. The entire back row sets up around us, so we need to be in our spots and we need to get there. And we were working on it a lot in practice, and it finally came out against Newman. It was great.
You guys are a good duo up there. Gabby Guerrera as well got Player of the Week, and you two up front, you're dominant.
Yep.
And you have a couple big games coming up this week. Gwen at Mercy tonight. You got Summit, Cabrini coming up as well in the next couple of days. How are we starting to get ready for these conference games?
We're working hard at practice, just doing what we can. And that game at Newman was huge, and we use the non-conference games as kind of like a practice too, when we can, and we try to do our plays and everything, get a little fancy sometimes. And I think we're definitely getting there. We're getting there. We're ready.
And you mentioned the Newman game last Wednesday night. Big win, 3-1. Avenged last season's 5-set loss. That kind of kicked off this conference ball rolling. Tell us a little bit about that game.
Oh, it was huge. It was back and forth the whole time. Both teams came to play, and we just took it out in the end. It was great. We never gave up.
And this is the 50th episode, as we said. I know you're an avid fan of the show, watch every week, so she says. What is your favorite memory of Mighty Mac Week in Review?
Probably when you and Britt dressed up last year, Halloween. That was great.
Halloween. I remember it was middle of last year's season. It was Marissa Cassell had the block party. I remember she was sending out invites. So that was one of my favorite highlights to do. And also, just a little side note for the fans. My team beat her in intramurals last year in volleyball, championship game. So she's the CSAC leader in blocks, but I can get it over. Marissa, thank you for coming in. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
We want to congratulate Gabby Guerrera on being named CSAC Player of the Week and Mighty Mac of the Week.
Also, congratulations to Molly Truitt, who got her 1,000th dig last week, as well as Miranda Jones, who got her 1,000th assist.
IU will travel to Gwen and Mercy on Tuesday and to Summit on Saturday. They host Penn State Abington on Thursday.
The men's cross-country team was back in action last weekend and finished 31st out of 39 teams at the Paul Short Invitational. Angel Jamal Rodriguez finished 8th overall and won CSAC Runner of the Week for his efforts. The women's team placed 25th out of 43 teams at the same event, led by Diana Cusick and Kayla Rimkus. Both teams will be running at the University of Delaware on Saturday. The Mighty Mac field hockey team hosted a pair of non-conference games this week, starting with Wilkes last Tuesday. Early on in the first half, Megan Dunnigan sends the penalty corner to the top of the circle, and Kayla Williams rips this shot, but it misses just wide. The Mighty Macs turn now to defend the penalty corner, and Sarah Pasternak comes up with this kick save to keep the score 1-0 in the first half. Pasternak shows off her versatility here as the Colonels get numbers toward the IU cage, but she sacrifices the body, comes up with a save right before half to keep the game 1-0. Fast forward to the second half, Hillary Burkholder breaks free from the defense and tries this angle shot, but it was denied by the goaltender. The Macs would eventually fall by a final score of 4-0. Later that week on Thursday, DeSales came to Draper Wall Stadium for field hockey's pink game, and we see Pasternak at it again early on with this kick save. The Bulldogs would get 3 goals in the first half, but the Macs, not going down without a fight, got an untimed penalty corner that Meg Donegan would find the front of the cage and deposit in to send the Mighty Macs into the locker room, only trailing 3-1. After time expired in the game with DeSales leading 4-1, Nicole Dominic had a penalty stroke opportunity and didn't miss, and the final score of the game, the Mighty Macs fell to Bulldogs 4-2. Later this afternoon, the field hockey team is going to be on the road at Marywood and then host Gwinnett Mercy.
Men's soccer looked to build off of their last win over Summit when they hosted Alvernia last week. Here are the highlights. Mark Stonemeyer looks to change the scoreless first half as he attacks up the left side and rips a shot to the far post, but the keeper makes a diving block. The Macs will keep up the pressure as Kyle Jumalon steals the ball from the defender and just has the goalie to beat, but the keeper makes another great stop to keep IU off the scoreboard. Later in the first half, it's Joe Lebonski's turn to make a great stop as the Crusaders rip a shot at the IU keeper, but he makes the diving stop to send the game to the half, tied 0-0. Trailing 1-0, Alex Schuler finds Kyle Jumalon, who doesn't let the keeper stop this one, and he scores to knot the game 1-1. Alvernia would later add a goal late to top the Macs 2-1. IU lost to Newman on Saturday 1-0 by a late penalty kick by the Knights. IU will travel to Rosemont on Tuesday and then host Keystone on Saturday.
The women's soccer team fell to Washington College on Tuesday, but looked to bounce back on Friday, hosting Keystone. Here are the highlights. Draper Walsh, it was rainy, it was messy, we could barely see out of the camera here, but Morgan McDonough gets a chance in front of the Keystone net, rips a shot, and it goes just over the crossbar early in the first. This time it's the Giants stealing the ball from a Mighty Mac defender and crashing hard toward the IU net, but Elizabeth McBride sells out her body and makes this diving save. With time winding down in the first, freshman Carrie Quigley had a free kick from 25 yards out, and it was right on target, but sails just over the crossbar as the game would be scoreless headed into the locker room. Late in the second half with the Mighty Macs down 1-0, it's Quigley again, sends the ball into the middle, the keeper's unable to handle it, but the Giants do sweep it away and end up topping the Macs by a final score of 1-0. The women's soccer team will host Notre Dame of Maryland on Wednesday and then travel to Cedar Crest on Saturday.
The golf team will be spending fall break at the Fall Invitational at Stevenson this Saturday. Good luck.
The women's tennis team lost a match yesterday to Alvernia, but have 3 road matches this week. As you guys know, we mentioned it earlier in the episode, this is our 50th ever episode. We wanted to take a look down memory lane, so we put some clips together. Hope you enjoy. Hello, and welcome back to Mighty Mac Week in Review.
Hello, and welcome back to Mighty Mac Week in Review. This is my partner, Nolan Soursoff. My name is Dave Molinaro. This special episode today is going to preview the Women's CSAC Basketball Championship game on Saturday at Cabrini.
Hello, and welcome back to Mighty Mac Week in Review. My name is Dave Molinaro, and I'm joined this week by my new partner, Marissa Nihil. Hello, welcome back to Mighty Mac Week in Review. I'm your host, Dave Molinaro, and we had another busy week on campus here. Tear open that bag of candy that's meant for this weekend. I won't tell anyone. You can eat it while enjoying this week's Halloween-themed episode of Mighty Mac Week in Review. My name's Dave Molinaro. I'm joined by my partner, Britt Merkel. Hello, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Mighty Mac Week in Review. We hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving. My name's Dave Molinaro. I'm joined by my partner, Britt Merkel. Britt, everyone was wondering, how was your grandma's rice pudding?
It was delicious, definitely on point.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of Mighty Mac Week in Review. My name's Dave Molinaro. Britt Merkel's on the bus on the way to Wesley for a doubleheader softball games, so we're joined by our guest host. You've heard her name on Immaculata women's basketball team before, Meg Gallagher.
Thanks for having me, Dave. It's a pleasure to be here.
We're happy to have you. So thank you for joining us here on Season 3, Episode 1 of Mighty Mac Week in Review. Hope you guys had a great summer. As usual, my name's Dave Molinaro. I have a new partner joining us this year. You might know her from the field hockey team, but we took the goalie pads off her and put her in front of the camera for you guys to enjoy. Sarah Pasternak, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Dave. I'm really excited to be part of the show.
We're excited to have you. So here we're with Brandon Smith. He went 8 for 8 tonight. Brandon. Mighty Macs are now 6-5 in the conference.
We're here with CSAC Coach of the Year, Patty Canarino. Thank you for joining us.
Sure, thanks for having
Here we're with Sarah Smith, junior for the Mighty Macs. She had 26 points tonight. The game just ended. You're still a little tired. I hear you breathing. Sarah, what was the game plan coming in tonight? I'm joined here today by sophomore defenders Matt Dunn and Pat Friend, the backbone of the Immaculata men's soccer team.
We're joined here today by Ashley O'Donnell and Danielle Lopez, seniors on the Immaculata field hockey team. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for watching. I'm Nolan Soursoff.
And I'm Dave Molinaro.
And go Max.
We'd like to thank everyone with input on the show. Keep emailing, tweeting us, sending us letters. I don't even know if people do that anymore, but I enjoy a nice piece of mail every now and then. For everyone here at Immaculata Athletics, my name's Dave Molinaro. You stay classy, Immaculata.
Thank you guys again for watching another week of Mighty Mac Week in Review. I'm Dave Molinaro.
I'm Marissa Nino.
And go Max. That's going to be a wrap for this week's episode of Mighty Mac Week in Review. Real quick before we go, I just want to throw a birthday shout out to my mom, Gina Molinaro. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Molinaro.
Thank you. That's going to be all for this week. I'm Dave Molinaro.
And I'm Britt Merkel.
And go Max. That looks like it's going to be all for this week's episode of Mighty Mac Week in Review. Meg, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
You're allowed back anytime. We love it. My name's Dave Molinaro.
I'm Meg Gallagher.
And go Max. I'm still laughing how young I looked in some of those. The beard's grown, the hair's grown. I've also put on some LBs, but it's been a fun 2 years, a fun 50 episodes. I want to thank Nolan Soursoff, Brittany Merkel, Meg Gallagher, Marissa Nahil, Sarah Pasternak, and the man behind the scenes who doesn't get any credit, Brett Mariani. He's been here every episode. So, Brett, thank you very much. Also, we have this nice cake. Sarah's mom made it, so Mrs. Pasternak, shout out to you.
Thanks, Mom, for making the cake. We love it. And thanks to Brett and everybody here. I'm really proud to be the 5th host, and we look forward to make 50 more episodes.
Yeah.
That's all we have for this week. My name's Sarah Pasternak.
My name's Dave Molinaro.
And go Max.